just in case you weren't aware, with those holidays peeking around the corner, this is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter. Hello, welcome to my channel, The Grape Jelly Library, where we love to talk about books. And today we are not going to talk very much about Ali Carter's book, The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, which came out in the year of 2024. I purchased it January, February, about March of 2025, and this is the book I chose to read this holiday season. I have just begun it, so I don't have a heck of a lot to say about it right now. I can tell you the gist is we have, I believe, a enemy to lovers type of story. I don't know if that's the direction it's going to go, but that's what the general consensus has us believe when we pick up books such as, am I being preconceived? Do I have preconceived notions? I think I do. I'm not going to make any judgment calls on this or try and figure it out before it actually unfolds. So I'm just going to say, it's what it's sounding like to me. It is a lady who writes books. She's pretty famous. And then we have a gentleman. He's kind of hot to trot. His stuff is, the ladies are digging. And then we have the most famous writer of all, who invites these two people to a party, a holiday party. And guess what? This pretty famous person who is hosting this party goes missing from a locked room, and then I think we get a bunch of snow, and the lady goes missing. How did she escape that locked room, or what actually happened to her? And with the snow mounting, how are these two people going to manage to find out what happened, let alone get along long enough to figure out what happened? So they're either going to go on not liking each other, or some sparks are going to fly amidst the twinkling lights. I will have to read this to find out and let you know. Okay. The book that I am currently working on, Walter Mosley, Gray Dawn. So this book, we have a gentleman by the name of Easy Rawlings, and he was hired by a man to find a woman. And in trying to locate this woman, he's coming across some pretty colorful characters. And we're learning a lot about the character Easy, who I had mentioned in a previous video is a kind of standalone character, which Walter, the author, never really felt the need to go into depth about. But now in this edition, or this particular book, he's choosing to do so. So we're learning about Easy. I have never read Walter Mosley. I have never heard of Easy Rawlings until I got the urge to want to read this book. So when I finish that, I will tell you all about it. Today, I'm going to tell you all about 7 Reasons to Murder Your Dinner Guests by K.J. Whittle. In this little book, it's not so big, hold the secrets, hold the answers, and hold the ways to murder dinner guests, 7 of them. And why you would want to do that. It's a whodunit, and you're never going to see it coming. Whodunit. I had my guesses, and I'm going to tell you I was wrong, completely wrong. When I first started to read this book, I liked each and every one of the characters until I found out the culprit. And then I kind of shifted gears, and I no longer held him at a certain level of likeliness. Certain level of likability. There we go. Okay, so fun little book. Recommend it. We have 7 people from all different walks of life, and they are invited to a dinner, kind of an elite dinner, by persons unknown. When they get there, there's a portrait on the wall. It depicts animals in certain types of dress attire, and each one of these dinner guests is assigned a little dinner play card and placard, and it has a magical number, which isn't so magical, and it has a character, one of those characters, on their actual card. Some of the dinner guests open their cards immediately upon discovering, okay, after the wine is poured and the socializing has been done, everybody's acquainted with each other. Some of them open their cards right away and see their number. Some of them wait to open theirs, and some of them lose their cards altogether. Okay, so what do these numbers mean? And is it true? Is there any truth to what these numbers mean? Okay, so we go through the story. We're introduced, I would say, pretty in-depth about all of the characters. They give us a lot of information, so I don't think I was really had any questions about who was who. The characters were pretty easy to relate to, and they were, I know 7 characters, that's a lot to keep track of, right? But as the story unfolds and we get to meet each character for ourselves, it's not very hard to keep track of who's who. Pretty easy, and it's almost like a real life type of experience. You see that person and you just can't put the name with the face. You're not going to do that in this book, because all of the characters are very memorable. So I thought that was a good thing, and that's not an easy thing to actually do. I have read many books who had several characters, and I was like, wait, what? Who is who? I didn't do that in this book. I knew exactly who was who by the time I was introduced to the 7th character. Okay, so dinner, cards, murders, mystery, definitely mystery. Definitely, there's definitely a lot of thinking going on. It is getting you into this story, and it is, who can you trust? And is it an inside job? Is it an outside job? And I don't know, The characters that we have are a police officer, the manager of a lingerie company, a pretty well-known YouTube sensation. We have a computer programmer, a magazine editor, and we need one more. Oh, an investment banker. So we have pretty good variety of different characters that we are being introduced to and following within this book. So I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to try to give anything away. So I'm trying to be a little bit discreet, but I'm also trying to be a little bit encouraging as to why you should read this book. Not to mention, it is a fabulous cover, don't you think? I do. But yeah, definitely a fun book. Definitely, if you have been reading something heavy or dark or something like disappointing, like I don't know, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and now you're looking for something engaging, I found your winner. Ding ding ding, we have one, and it is this book. So until we meet again, know that I love you. Be well, Be good. Be reading.